What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports. We're really excited to be supporting the Free Agent Friday series. A lot of great talent out there. Without further ado, this is the next free agent you should be signing with your sports team.
All right, we're back for another Free Agent Friday. Today, I've got Samantha Biastre with me. How's it going, Samantha?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Let's jump right in and learn more about you. Tell us about where you went to college and any degrees that you received.
Yeah, definitely. So I went to Kutztown University, which is in Pennsylvania. It's kind of in the Reading area. And I got my bachelor's degree in leisure and sports studies. And I graduated from Kutztown in 2016.
What made you want to get into sports, and at what point did you decide that's the path that you wanted to go career-wise?
Yeah, so I was working part-time. It was my first job, my first summer job at a baseball stadium that was right by my house. And I really liked baseball, so it was a perfect fit. And kind of that job really led me to want to know, hey, like, how do I get to work in sports? So I talked to a lot of the people that work there, and really thought, okay, this could be a great like career path for me. And then obviously looking into schools, I was looking at business degrees as well as sports management degrees. And Kutztown had both, so I thought that was kind of like the perfect fit for me, but I ended up going with the sports management degree.
When you were in school, did you do any internships at all?
Yeah, so I was an intern in 2015 with the New Jersey Jackals, which are up in Montclair, New Jersey. And they were in the Can-Am League, and now they're in I want to say it's the Frontier League.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of stuff did you do there?
I did any and everything. We pulled tarp, we handed out giveaways at the front gate. We even had to do a parking rotation where we were out parking cars. We wrote the game day script. We, did on-field promotions. We cleaned seats, any and everything interns do, we did it.
That's the best way to get a broad amount of experience and decide what you like and maybe what you don't like.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So kind of walk us through from that internship up until now, like any job related experience that you have.
Yeah. So after the internship, it was my senior year. So I went back to school. And kind of throughout that time at school, I was like, okay, I know I want to get into sports, just didn't know really what career path. Really wasn't set on sales, but I knew, okay, that's where like you get your start. So I was applying for a lot of jobs, still kind of was hesitant about sales, but still applying for them. So I worked at one point, it was like 4 part-time jobs, all kind of related in the sports industry. After graduation, just trying to get my foot in the door somewhere. And then an opportunity with the Lancaster Barnstormers came up that was like early 2017. So I ended up getting that job, and I was there at the Barnstormers for 3 years.
What was your role there?
So I first started off selling group tickets, and then I got promoted to group sales manager. And then just this past fall, I was promoted to ticket sales manager. So before I got let go, I was overseeing a team of 9 ticket salespeople that sold group tickets as well as season tickets.
Okay, great. What kind of software did you guys use as far as ticketing platform? Use any CRMs or any other, group ticket platforms?
Yeah. So we used Score CRM was our CRM system, and we used tickets.com, or it's also called ProVenue, for our ticketing website. And then we actually had a platform called Skeda that we used, and that was a kind of like booking website that we used to book any non-game day events and then any like hospitality areas that the Barnstormers had.
Okay, nice. Anything, you're most proud of during your time there?
Yeah, I would say probably the biggest thing that I am proud of would be I essentially kind of created a day just for senior citizens to come out to a day game. So it kind of started off as inviting out all the senior centers, which are under the Office of Aging in Lancaster, to a game my first year in 2017. And then my boss at the time was like, hey, why don't we make this a bigger thing? So I was like, okay, like, why not? Didn't really know where it would go. And in 2018, we brought out a bunch of the retirement homes that are in Lancaster, because it's a huge retirement community or retirement county. And it was at a little under 1,000 people that were there in 2018. And then it grew to, we had almost 1,500 seniors in 2019.
Wow.
That were at the game. So it was crazy, just the amount of work that went into it, but we definitely built that from scratch for sure.
Yeah, it's always cool to see when you start kind of like a new group per se like that, and then to see it progress over the years, because it sounds like they had a blast.
Yep. Oh my gosh, definitely. Yeah. And it was just for them. Like, there weren't kids that were there, because that was a big thing for a lot of them that we talked to. They're like, oh, the kids are so loud and all this other stuff. So
keep the kids away. No kids.
Yep, exactly.
That's good. What would you say is your biggest asset that you'll bring to a new position?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm very organized, very much like a people person, able to kind of dive right in with clients or with new coworkers, and just very ready to be like, just very dedicated, I guess you would say.
What's the area that you need to work on the most?
I would say, so I'm very good at listening, but I don't ask enough questions to really get to kind of what maybe the client wants overall. So I would say just like asking enough questions. That's something I definitely need to work on for sure.
How would you define success?
Yeah, I would say success is just really doing the best that you can and working as hard as you can, and then getting to maybe a goal, and then maybe the next year trying to go past that goal in whatever way you can.
For your next position, are you open to relocation?
Yeah, definitely. So really anywhere on the East Coast, doesn't really matter where. Like, I'm open to this area up in Pennsylvania, down in like North Carolina, South Carolina. Really, that doesn't matter.
How about what type of role are you most interested in?
Yeah, so I mean, really, I am trying to stay in a sales role, but I've always kind of liked community relations, so I'm definitely open to that sort of role as well.
Last question, and it's always my last one, is a fun personal fact about yourself.
Yeah, so I don't really like these questions, just because I never know what to answer.
The craziest fun fact, that's all.
Yeah. So I would say I'm pretty good at like memorizing song lyrics. Like, I'm not the best, but if you're like, oh, what's this song? I could pretty much like say back some sort of lyric from the song. Most of the time. I'm not the best, but.
How do you get that skill? Is that just one of those random things that sticks with you, or what?
Yeah, it really is. And I really like music, so I listen to music really all the time. So yeah, I guess that's just a skill that I've kind of like gotten.
No, that's cool. Well, Samantha, thanks for joining me. Hopefully we'll see you back, in a front office and pulling some tarp somewhere
Yep.
in a stadium soon. So thanks again for joining me.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.